So I was quite pleased when I was looking at our report just on timeliness to note that in her section on education, Carol Willis highlights the deteriorating state of school buildings, maybe slightly recently, maybe Gillian Keegan and Rishi Sunak should have been reading that in August. We've only published today, but she's clearly aware of that. We've got that. We've got pay settlements that were agreed in, just before Parliament went away. How far are those funded, not funded? We've heard a lot about the government saying they can be met within existing resources. How feasible do you think that is, Ben?
If we first talk about pay, it's really a symptom of a broader challenge facing public services, which is that their budgets are set in cash terms. They're fixed for several years at a time. That was done in the autumn of 2021. Inflation's turned out much higher than expected. Pay awards have turned out much higher than expected, but those budgets haven't been adjusted. They've been asked to absorb that additional cost without any change to their budgetary totals. And that must mean that something else is being squeezed. Something else must be giving to allow for that to happen. And the challenge will be this all adds up, and you can maybe get away with it for 1 year, maybe 2 years. Eventually, you're going to have to start cutting headcount, cutting back on other things in order to make the sums add up. So that'll be a challenge for the next spending review. But then looking further ahead, the government is committed to a big increase in the size of the NHS workforce without any sense of how much that might cost. We've come up with some of our own estimates, but the answer is basically it's big. Both parties have committed to this. That's a big fiscal commitment that we're making over the next decade or two. And then on capital spending, the story of the 2010s was that there were some very big cuts to capital budgets for departments, schools very much included. And, capital spending is lumpy, you're doing maintenance, you're doing investment. The issues that arise from not doing that might not show up immediately, but eventually they'll catch up with you. So I think